Okay, well, like Rocket was saying, first I want to thank everybody for coming to the 2023 holiday party. It's kind of great being in a new venue, exciting, different. We already told you the reindeer story, so I won't go back to that one. So an interesting milestone that we really didn't dwell on a lot this year is that 2023 marked 30 years since the beginning of Skydive Chicago, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. I know there's a few people that have been here for the entire 30 years, so that's pretty awesome. And I know Tim Keppen's one of them. Chris Stibe. Wait, not to lie. Awesome. Appreciate it. And Herman, of course. Herman has been here. So we appreciate all you guys. I know the place wouldn't be the same without all of your contributions, so I really do appreciate it. So to get the elephant out of the room, and those of you that aren't on social media, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma, and it kind of got me a little bit by surprise. I was working out one day doing CrossFit, and I noticed a little bump on my neck. Thought it was a hernia, because when we do our flight physicals, they check for that kind of stuff. And in CrossFit, if anybody ever has done that, you do like 1,000 sit-ups. And at 43 years old, that kind of wears on you. Long story short, it wasn't, and they told me I had that, and so I had to get surgery. They took it all out, and it kicked my butt, but my beautiful wife has been taking extraordinary care of me, and my fantastic staff at Skydive Chicago has been looking after the business, and so it's given me a lot of time to just sit at home and be terribly bored, but at the same time give my a chance to heal. And I appreciate all of you that have reached out to me on a personal basis. It really means a lot. So I'm not here to talk about myself the whole night, but let's talk about the season. And the season, you can go one more. The season started out amazing. Last year, Rocket's teacher told us that we have to take ultimate advantage of him not being in school. So we booked out an entire winter of a lot of fun. Traveled a lot, was gone most of the winter. And it was awesome. And knowing that he's in school now, I'm really glad that we did that. And if you were to tell me early on in my skydiving career that I would be teaching Tom Cruise how to hang from the bar of the Skyvan, I wouldn't have believed you. But I did. Yeah. And he was doing a commercial for a play that he was in. And my good friend John DeVore calls me up. He's like, hey, I need you to come to Florida. And John's the type of person, when the phone rings and I see his name come across, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? The answer I always give him is whatever you tell me we're going to do. He was the one that got me to jump into Hollywood Boulevard for the opening of Point Break. He's the one that did this. So he's just that person that's on my Rolodex that whenever he calls, I answer, and I'm always available. But Tom was doing a commercial, and Stephen was down there with us, and he did an exit. He's like, Rook, what should I do for an exit? I'm like, man, it's a Skyvan. Just run from the back, super dramatic. I'll follow you out with the camera. And he was like, too boring. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I want to be on a handstand at the edge of the tailgate, and you film me as we're going over. I was like, Tom, now we're good friends, right? Tom, I don't think that's going to look good because the camera's on my head. Your head's down there. I'm going to be filming your balls. And I don't think that's what you're going for. And so I was like, hey, there is this cool exit we can do on the Skyvan. And it's like, we lay on the ground and you reach out and you grab onto the bar and you flip over, and it's kind of neat. And so here I am laying on the floor of the Skyvan teaching Tom how to hang from the bar. And I had to take a moment, and I'm like, is this real life? Like, is this really happening? Is this some Scientology thing that I'm stuck in? So the season started out great. And then the following week, I get contracted to teach the Polaris Dawn crew how to skydive. And those of you that aren't familiar with the Polaris Dawn, they're the ones that are doing the mission to Mars, or they're the ones that are trying to get to Mars. And so Jared Isaacman and his team hired us to teach them how to jump. And they were some of the coolest people ever. We all know some wealthy people that are total dicks, and I know some wealthy people that are awesome. And Jared is one of those people, and I tried so hard to get him to Chicago all season. But on his last jump, his 3,500-foot hop and pop, we simulated an engine out, where we actually turned an engine off on him, the whole crew. And Jared gets up real fast. He's like, oh, he looks at his altimeter. He's like, oh, how ironic. We're at 3,500 feet. And so he knows, right? I mean, he flies spaceships, so we're not going to fool him. And so he gets to, he jumps out, he tumbles, and he knows he's at 3,500 feet, so he pulls on his back. The bag and the canopy come underneath his arm, and it's like the worst exit possible. And he ends up hurting his shoulder. And at first I was terrified. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, he has more money than I'll ever have. And he's probably going to sue me or put me in a briefcase and bury me somewhere. He was pissed at himself for messing it up. And he knew that I was going to bring the Skyvan over next, and we were going to do some Skyvan jumps. And he was just so mad at himself for messing that up. And I was like, all right, we're cool. Again, the spring started out fantastic. We got to move into our new maintenance facility, which is still very much in the honeymoon phase. Yeah. And we always needed this space, and for year after year after year, it just didn't feel right. And then everything aligned up. We had a kick-ass season last year. We had the funds to do it. And I can't tell you how awesome it is, even today, walking in there and just the space. We haven't even grown into the entire space yet. So I'm super excited. I know the guys love it. And it's really fun to go over there and just be around awesomeness. One of the cool projects that the guys did for us is they got the 182 working again. I know some people are like, yeah, let's do 182 jumps. And one of the coolest things I'm able to do now, and what my dad did for me, was take me flying. And I remember the first time I got to take Little Rocket flying in a 182, man, it was such a really cool feeling. He was the only time that he didn't ask for the phone. And certainly everything this season didn't go correctly. Those of you that remember the beginning of Summerfest, I know Jay does real well, the power went out. And well, we had several generators going, and I got my cool electric truck, and I forgot that it has outlets all over it. And I remember scrambling around the drop zone trying to find generators and ways to keep the refrigerators going and the toilets going. Donovan's like, hey, just use your truck. And I was like, that's so awesome, and I just wish I would have remembered that. Man, what a cool story about Dorothy. I know her record just recently got beat, but man, what a cool poetic story, right? And it's so sad that she passed away, but how awesome, right? How awesome it is to be able to set a goal, be rained out 3 times, stay alive, reach your goal, and then be very courteous and wait a week, and then check out. Like, I mean, that's right. That is amazing. And the real cool thing is she doesn't have to be around to see her record broken. You know. Yeah. So congratulations to the SDC teams. They're always winning and doing amazing things, and I'm super happy to have them within the family. Also, the Matrix, they're a new team this year doing MFS, and they were on it. Lots of fun events, and they got a good season coming up with events planned. Yeah, they're just really good ambassadors for the drop zone, and I'm happy that they're all coming back next season and to do the amazing things and to promote the sport of skydiving and just be really cool people. So the state of the drop zone. So this year, Anthony's going to go in a little bit more into numbers because he is the number guru in comparison to me. But the numbers for the tandems were down overall. For us, we fly at a lot of drop zones, so I get to kind of know the pulse of the drop zones. And it seemed like an industry was a little bit slower this year. I guess we didn't have the printers on from COVID that everybody had that external money doing a bunch of tandems. So they were down a little bit, but the good thing is we still flew a lot, meaning there was the loads were going, instead of tandems, it was you guys in the back of the airplane. So I appreciate that. It wasn't 331,000 jumps, but it was enough. Yeah. I'll put my Cadillac order on hold. Our events are strong. Thanks for Tracy. She did over 84-ish, 85 events this past season, and they're all done with precision and awesomeness. Can't thank you enough, Tracy. And we just got the World Meet bid again. That was pretty cool. Yeah. It's we're not doing it at Skydive Chicago, but we are doing it in partnership at a really cool location in North Carolina. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Tracy and I were sitting up in the office the other day, and it was reminding me of a conversation I had with another DZO. He's like, man, how do you get all these events? Like, how do you do all these events? And he's at a full, like a summer all year job, so I think it's California. And I'm like, dude, live through winter. Like, we just sit at home and plan things and plan things and plan things, and all of a sudden season happens, and then we plan more things next winter. Yeah, we got a busy schedule coming up here. Nationals, a couple days off. We do Hall of Fame, a couple days off. Yep, QR code on all the schedule, on all the event schedule. But yeah, we do Nationals, a couple days off. We do Hall of Fame and Rookie Fest. A couple days off. We go to North Carolina and do a World Meet. So, I think my diagnosis was the higher power telling me to slow down, and I just don't think that worked very well. We got some improvements happening at the drop zone right now. I am always committed at making Skydive Chicago the best drop zone. I think that we spend a lot of time there. I want to spend time at a cool place. So we've already demoed all the we demoed all the tile out of this auditorium, the hallways, the bathrooms. Those are going to get a refurb. A little modernization to them, kind of blend it into the rest of the drop zone with some more of the metal work, and just make it cool. Kind of the entrance into Skydive Chicago, so it's important to me that it looks really professional and cool and nice. So I'm excited to do that project. I also want to thank my good friend and longtime employee, Danimal, who's not here, but he's been a part of Skydive Chicago for a long time. And I've literally made poop ponchos with Danimal while we're rotor-rootering the main line of the sewer at Skydive Chicago. And I remember asking Dan, I'm like, hey Dan, do you think we hit rock bottom? And he's like, I hope so, Roop, because there's only up from here. Yeah, that was the kind of guy Dan was, and I really appreciate him, and he's a good friend of mine. I'm bummed that he can't make it tonight, but I do appreciate everything he does. But I'd also like to welcome Neil, our new grounds manager, who's here tonight, and look forward to working with you, Neil. Appreciate it. Hopefully we don't have to do the poop ponchos right away, but I saved mine just in case. Also this year, I'm welcoming back my sister Melissa. She's taking over the marketing and media manager, and I also make her be my meet directors for all the things that we do. So I'm excited to have her back. That she has a lot of passion for this place, and she's excited to come back and put her heart and soul into this place and make sure it's awesome. Yeah, super cool. Huh? Next up, if you're looking to escape the cold, we got our Castaway we're going to do in Puerto Rico this year, which I'm ultra excited about. We were in Puerto Rico for about 14 years, about 6 or 7 years ago, and had a time of our lives. A lot of fun, a lot of chaos. We're all older and mature now with kids, so. I almost said it with a straight face. But we're bringing the otters down there. There's a super van. We're looking at 400 people, and there's just over 100 slots left. So we're super excited that there's a lot of people already signed up for that. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you need more info, it's always on the Skydive Chicago Facebook page. And the website, of course. We got some save the dates coming up if you guys need to tell your boss or your wife or your husband that you won't be there. Save our dates, also the QR codes on the table. And the next thing I want to do is talk about this silly hashtag. I started this years ago, and I didn't think many people cared or followed about it. And then I started more people using it on their posts, and more people talk to me in conversations. I really do try to put a little bit of thought into it, where it's not so encompassing of just my personal life, but people that can relate to it or be motivated by it. And I really liked this year's hashtag of appreciate. You know, when going through my surgery, I wasn't able to eat for a while, and I probably had 3 plates of food tonight because I can eat and it's glorious. But it's the little things that I appreciate. And I found myself saying it to more people, just knowing that it was our hashtag, but I really did mean it. And to say I appreciate you to somebody face to face is a very powerful thing. In a world where conflict rules and chaos wins, it's important to always try to stay positive. While an easy hashtag this year would have been fuck cancer, I thought that it was just a little bit too, right, Tim? Yeah. It was a little bit too selfish, and the hashtag for me has tried to be a little bit bigger than just myself. This year's hashtag definition is the state or quality or mind or spirit that enables one to face danger, fear, or vicissitudes? Whatever that word is. What's that word, Rocky? This one. Normally, part of Heidi's family, there's a sidebar, part of Heidi's family is her aunt, who was my high school English teacher. And she has been at numerous Christmas parties. I am so glad she's not here right now. Whew. Well, dodge that one. Where were we? With self-possession, confidence, and resolution, bravery. So without further ado, the 2024 hashtag is going to be Courage 2024. And have the courage to achieve greatness. Don't be afraid to fail or lose. Be confident that you will succeed. And have the courage to remain positive no matter what you are faced with. That's all I got. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming here, and my incredible wife for taking care of me, and then I'll bring up my amazing staff who's made my job really easy the last couple of weeks. I might milk this for a little bit longer. Just try to talk funny stuff. So Anthony, please come on up. Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, so I've got some, wait, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Yep. That's there. So yeah, I'm going to go over some of the more of the numbers, kind of the state of the DZ is when it comes to safety. I'm not going to make this safety day. That's going to be at the beginning of the season, but it's always good to recap how things have went. So starting off, we started some of the new things as in regard to safety that we pulled out this year. We put some new angle rules and put some education. Dan Adams and we had a lot of camps out there. As we know, the sport is ever increasing with, once we get one thing right, we find out new ways to kill ourselves because it's a lot more fun. So, and that's kind of where the angle thing is. But it's been great. About at least once a month, I get a call from another DZ saying, hey, we're hearing about all the rules that you put in place when it comes to angle camps or angling, and we want to know a lot about it. So we're sitting on the right direction as far as that goes, and a lot of other drop zones are taking notice and kind of feeding off of us of what we've put in place. We've also had a lot of canopy progression. I know Tracy was out there with a bunch of other people videoing landings. Statistically, it's funny, when we're falling 120 miles an hour, that's statistically the safest part of our skydive. It's when we get into our slow canopy is when things usually start to happen. So it's good we're constantly having those courses. And also we changed some procedures with our check-in and canopy watching about midway through the season, and we're refining that process just to make the whole thing safer. So this is kind of, I didn't know that it was going to be everybody knows the answers. How many fun jumps did we do this season? 300,000. 31,000, yeah. So you can see, 37,372. To clarify what that is, that is just fun jumps. That's you guys. It's not our tandems, it's not our AFP or video or anything like that. It's simply you guys doing fun jumps. It includes team training too. I mean, it's kind of fun to team train, right? Depending on what team you're on. All right, so moving on. All right, so here's also, I know everybody has that log of how the leaderboard on Burble, and we're going to be doing some changes. So it's actually you guys that you see and not all the people that are doing a team training. So I broke it down. These are the top, 10, 15 people that did the most jumps. Obviously, the first two we have Unlimiteds. Colton, raise your hand, Colton. He came in third with 344. Nice. Dennis, Daniel, Victoria. Roy's here. He had 235. Nice. And a few of the other ones here. So again, next year we'll have that so everybody can, compete with each other, and you don't have to be chasing core or rhythm or matrix when it comes to those numbers. All right. I did put who put the most amount of jumps. All right. So these includes work jumps on the entire drop zone. Baxter did the most amount of jumps out of everybody, including the teams at 612. Ginger was very close behind at 605, but I gotta give a shout out because Ginger did 115 fun jumps. If anybody knows anything about instructors, they don't fun jump. So I want to give her a shout out. 115 fun jumps for an instructor is an accomplishment. So she's not here, but give her a hand. All right, so now the real fun stuff. All right, so malfunctions. Every year I try to find new ways to make sure I keep the statistics or keep track of everything. So on every single malfunction, if you had a malfunction, you probably see me go up to you. I ask you a series of questions. I try to keep good data on it. So this is just a quick breakdown of the types of malfunctions that we had. Line twists, top of the line at 29. Spinning, about the same. Tension knots, brake lock. They couldn't find their handle, entanglements. Hard opening, lying over, and other. Others usually is like, I don't know, it didn't work, which is a very common malfunction. People just don't know what's happening, but they made the right decision. So in total, we had 49 malfunctions, and that's out of 42,000 openings. So I say openings because I can't say how many people jumped out because tandems are 2. So yeah, we had roughly 42,598 openings this season. Which gives us a malfunction rate of 1 out of every 869. Now, if you guys were paying attention last year, there was a lot more malfunctions. Last year we had 84 malfunctions, and our malfunction rate was 1 in 700. So in that rate, we're doing, one thing, I don't want to put too much stress on here. If you got a malfunction, you got a malfunction. So it just is what it is. But we're getting right into that average rate. Again, the USPA says it's about 1 in 1,000, but to be perfectly honest, they don't have very good numbers. So I don't think they keep track of them as good as we might do. So we're heading in the right direction.
Planes on the bottom actually show the numbers?
It kind of. So there's 80, each plane represents 10 skydives. So I couldn't fill just one little part of that plane. The program done that loud. So kind of gives you a visual perspective. Like, yeah, if every plane was 10 skydives, the one plane, if that was just a sliver, that would just be 1. So, I mean, it kind of gives you, malfunctions don't happen very often, but we need to be prepared for them on any given skydive. So you never know when it's going to happen. So was it safe? To kind of put it, we had 3 buster rides, or what we call, that's when an ambulance or a life flight gets called. We had 3 of those. Break it down. Some people have multiple injuries in one accident, but 3 femurs, 2 backs, 1 broken arm, 1 tib and fib, and a dislocated arm. In the grand scheme of things, when you just look at that, it might seem much, but that is actually a very, very low number, considering the amount of jumps that we did. It was really, really good. And obviously, I want that number to be 0, but it's still lower than what has been before. If we could kind of bottle up all the accidents that did happen, it's the USPA slogan, don't delay, cut away. If we can keep that in your head, especially when you're traveling and doing your winter jumping and stuff, just remember, don't delay, cut away. If we had that mentality, that would be down to 2, maybe even 0, if everybody did their job correctly on that. So just kind of keep that in mind. And I gotta call, yeah, you're right there. So if you look right there, that's Chris's divot. Yeah. If you guys are around, I mean, okay, I got it. Like, if you watch his video in slow motion, this is such a good photographer he is. After his first impact, his GoPro broke off and kept him in frame as he's continuing to flip, and his GoPro is detached from his head. It was amazing. Yeah. So. But cool. But with all these statistics, you guys, Rook said it best, 0. That's the best number. That's the best statistic. Though some people had maybe a little sideline trip before they went home, everybody did get to go home at this season. And that's the best number that we can get to all season. And that takes it takes an entire team. It takes a culture of safety in order to continue that. So thank you for everyone for keeping safe and also helping the new generation become safe to skydivers too. All right, so now I think we're going into the awards. Is this the one? Yeah, not that one because that shows it's a presentation one. That's a video. Oh, go down right here. Oh, actually, I have a few things to say before we get into that. So I'm gonna just say a few things about the AFP program and some of the changes that we did this upcoming year. So if you, yeah, and just go to the next one. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all the instructors. Most of them aren't here right now. They're off in sunny Florida or wherever, continuing to jump. But again, we couldn't have all the AFP graduates in a great program if it wasn't for all those instructors. So one of the things that we did, starting last year, Melissa and the instructors helped get our first jump courses online. And it was such a good hit that this year we just stopped doing the in-person courses. I mean, we're starting a new program, it's a new age where everybody's on their phone. So what better not to get all their training on their phone? It's been a huge hit, and it continues to grow. And Melissa's traveling around the nation right now, and this is becoming the standard amongst all drop zones that it's all online. So I just want to make note of that. And then if you want to move. So on top of that, one of the things that we implemented this year was Baxter, the lead AFP instructor, started making an entire program, like an online logbook for all the students. And he called it Spin Stop. It stands for Student Progression, Instructor Notes, and Skydive Tracking of Performance. It's a mouthful. For a guy that doesn't talk a lot, he put a very big name to his program. But it's really cool. It takes care of the scheduling, student profiles. They get all their videos online, instructor profile. There's a lot of back-end stuff that really helps out. And it's just a really cool program. He's making it better every day. He's making it really good for the students, and he's selling it to other drop zones too. So it's just one of the many things that's putting Skydive Chicago on the top. So with that, we're going to go into the 2023 graduates. All right. So what we're going to do is if I call your name, come up here. We're going to shake your hand, give you this, and pose for a photo, okay? So, and I apologize ahead of time when I mispronounce your name. So, Carlos Arc. Alex Baker. Kyle Barba. I had to make mention. So this is the fastest anybody's graduated. He graduated in 3 days, doing 8 jumps in 1 day, which is the most I've ever seen a student do. We even tried to slow him down by like, hey, sit down for an hour, and he just got up and kept doing it. So good job for him. Daniel? There you go. There you go. Nice job, bud. Yeah. Brandon Brooks. Matt Chiraro. There we go. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Nick Cornacchio. Nick. Ryan Daka. Ray Diaz. I know Afam and a Vizor. Max Gallo. William Gleba. Robert Goberville. Matt Hayes. Yeah. This guy was picture shy, so Ben Heater. John Herrick. Camille or Kyle Caprell. Edward LaPierre.
I want to thank the Tiki Bar.
Yeah, let him shake you. Very good. Sam Mietas, or Mason. There you go. All right. Is it Sam?
It's Mason.
Mason?
But everybody calls me Sam.
Sam, all right. Cool. Congrats. Nolan Mayfield. Robert McKenzie. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Jenna Mazingo. Mike Moroz. Congrats. All right. Eric Nuffer. Megan O'Neill. Frederick Perez. Bookie Punsawa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Ricky Rohiro. Addie. Sure, Addie. Is there Addie around? Savannah Slagle. Yeah. Prudence Wong. And those are blanks. All right. Cool. And that is the 2023 graduate. Yeah. And if all the graduates want to come up, we're going to go over to the fireplace and get a picture of everybody. Yeah, so if you got a diploma, yeah, you go over there.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to step forward because every time you gave it a word, he had to turn around and does not see anything other than hit your butt.
Oh, well, you know, I've been working out, so. All right, so now we're going to give out some awards. The first one we're going to give out is the most improved skydiver. Everybody probably knows this particular person. A couple things about them. One, they started off not being able to do the 10 spot, and by the end of the year, they were able to fly head down and really be able part of the 10 spot. Most of you probably know this person because he's under his reserve a lot. So, but he's come a lot of ways. He's figured out a bunch of stuff with his rig. Roy, come up, your most improved person.
How many cowboys do you have?
You want to take a guess? I have 9. 9. Yeah.
All right. Oh, you want me to? All right. So the next word is the Freak Brother Award. So what this is a recognition of the dedication and persistent work that you have given to your fellow skydivers, the drop zone, the community, and the sport of skydiving while at Skydive Chicago. You probably noticed this person. He's been jumping a lot, helping out with the organizing, and cleaning the toilets in his spare time. So he's been doing a lot for the drop zone this year. Colton Schilling. Hey, nice shot, man. All right. Then this one next? Yeah. All right. You want me to do this one too? Or? This is definitely a trip hazard. Okay. All right. So the next award is the Skydivers or Skydivers of the Year. So this goes out to people, the one that basically they've been jumping the most. They've been helping out this particular group of people. They came in with their new team, and they did more than just train. They became part of the community, and they really just stepped it up with their discipline, and they got other people excited. So this year's Skydiver of the Year award goes to Matrix, right there.
down the volume, so if you guys want to talk now, you can.
So you guys can't hear them, but they're supposed to be up here introducing themselves as a new team of Skydive Chicago, and but really they're
They
going
should be able to talk now.
say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Oh my God, I'm so shocked. That's a really huge surprise.
Joy, are you gonna cry?
Hi, Brooke. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Here, I'll show you. Well, let me see if I can show everybody.
All right. We appreciate they get and they're.
Thank you so much for this opportunity and for the award. We're so grateful, and we are so excited for next season.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Very cool. We appreciate you guys. You did awesome this year. And again, they're our new Tier 1 team, meaning they're one of the top-notch teams training at Skydive Chicago. So we appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right. What's next on the agenda for that? All right, guys. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming
Wait,
to.
the end of the year video.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Forever.
So, right now we have the end of the year edit that Tracy has put together for us. So we can go ahead and she's going to get that set up, and then after that we'll have some music playing, start the drinks flowing, and just have a good time. Thanks for coming to the Skydive Chicago holiday party.
Yeah, we do only have the room for like 15 more minutes, so
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
it's not like hang out forever. It's like
15 more minutes.
yeah.
Okay.
Can I have the microphone though? Just put it on there.
Do you need this?
All right.
Dorothy, how are we doing today?
Just
Nice. What have we got ourselves into?
you that's a good question.
Right? Are you excited for what we're doing today?
Yes,
Nice.
I love it.
That's fantastic. We're getting ready to go skydive.
so wonderful. Oh, wonderful. Sir.
Awesome job up there, Dorothy. Thanks for choosing Skydive Chicago today. Amazing.
Yay, that's it.